And then Donell Jones just needed some tea. Like, he needed some hot tea with lemon and honey because he did no vocal warm-ups.
They were just on the Joe Budden podcast, like if Janet and Beyonce did a versus, who would win? And it was split.
This is an Unsolicited Perspectives podcast, After Hours Uncensored sneak peek.
Yes, and this was tomfoolery. First of all, Joe was in there with a full lower grill and cane. Now,
that's kind of cool.
No, it wasn't.
Not cool.
And then Donell Jones just needed some tea. Like, he needed some hot tea with lemon and honey because he did no vocal warm-ups. It was sweet little
where he wanted to be was not there.
Not there. Because you did. Was there a sound check? Was there anything? Or were y'all over there sipping Hennessy, chopping it up, thinking that you was just going to come out and sing? When he sang, he sings, he has a, what's it called? A remix of like a Stevie Wonder song. A cover, not a remix, a cover. I want to say it's like All Is Fair in Love, maybe.
Yeah.
It's one of those. He had the mic out to the audience because he could not hit the notes and he didn't even try.
Well, what doesn't get talked about enough is that your voice changes.
Yeah, it
right?
does.
Your voice changes. Even in adulthood, your voice changes. And maybe you can't carry the notes that you could carry back in the day. That's when it's time to get with a voice coach, because that happened to Michael Jackson. I believe Michael had a voice coach for his voice change.
Yes, probably,
because his voice, when his voice changed, there was some stuff we it was a little rocky.
It was a little iffy there during the transition. Now, he made the transition and he worked with his new voice very well. Because Michael could always sing. The problem is not that your voice changes, because your voice does change with age. It's not that your voice changes, because I just was at Essence Fest and Babyface and Patti LaBelle, yes, their voice have changed, but they were still singing down. Okay? It's about, did you take care of your voice? And they're not. It's so many people, when I watch these verses, especially like R&B, and they get up there and they sound horrible.
You know
because
why?
y'all did no warm up and you haven't been taking care of your voice this entire time. You've been smoking and drinking Hennessy and not been taking care of your voice.
Okay, so I know smoking can kill your voice.
Yes.
Unless you already have a deep voice, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some people like, or a raspy voice. What's my man from The Temptations? You can't do it like me, Otis.
Oh, David Ruffin.
David Ruffin, it wouldn't have mattered what he was doing. It could have been crack because he had this raspy voice.
It could have been crack.
Well, it definitely was crack. He had this raspy voice that was powerful, that no matter what substances he did, it wasn't really going to take away. Kind of like
Bruno Mars smoked cigarettes.
I did not know this.
And he smokes cigarettes. But there's plenty of artists you see, like it'd be like a movie, a documentary or something, and it's them in the 60s smoking a cigarette,
Frank Sinatra
singing. Yeah,
somebody that doesn't, for some strange reason, somebody who does not get credit. In the newer generation, our generation, for being just a badass singer. It's Frank Sinatra. If you listen to his,
and honestly, Frank Sinatra Jr., which a lot of people didn't know until he was on with Family Guy.
Oh,
he did a feature as himself on Family Guy, and people was like, "Damn, he sound like his dad."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just know him from Sopranos. He ain't did no singing. He was just like acting. But Frank Sinatra, like even Dean Martin, like there was Sammy Davis, like the Rat Pack. Frankie Valli.
Yes.
Like there were some people back in the day that were smoking, drinking, hoeing, but they still had their voice. What was Darnell Jones and Joe doing?
Joe sound good. Like, Joe sound good. I could tell he had gotten older and his voice changed, but I could tell that he had been taking care of his voice, and he probably definitely did a vocal warm-up. It's the people who think, I could sing, and so I don't have to do anything to take care of my instrument, that's what it is.
You know what, though? That makes sense. Because Darnell Jones's run was only really like 2 years. He only really had a 2-year run. Joe's run is a little bit longer because he's had spot stuff. He still has a hit record with 50 Cent just from the theme for Power.
Which he performed. Yeah.
So Joe has been active. Like, he's still, if Darnell Jones is recording, I don't know nothing about it.
I don't think he is. I think he still tours from time to time. You know, there'll be those like R&B legends from the late 90s, early 2000s. It'll be like him and Jagged Edge, you know, like it'll be.
He definitely ain't the headliner.
112, but not all of them, you know, because they beefing still.
Is 112 beefing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was, well, I didn't know they was beefing. I thought they was majority brothers. Well, Boys and Men is brothers, and they beefing too. Yeah,
so there you go.
Hell, the Jacksons beefed.
The Jacksons beefed.
And Jermaine and Michael. Well, just Jermaine on Michael, but
it was always just Jermaine because Michael never saw him as competition. It wasn't even close. And so Jermaine, but it's kind of also like not Jermaine's fault because Joseph was grooming him to be the lead. Like, he was like, he's the best looking,
and Jermaine,
he can sing.
And low key, Jermaine got the best voice.
Yes, he could sing. He was good looking. He was like, he played the bass. Like, he was grooming him to be the lead. And then Catherine was like, why don't you have Michael join? And then his charisma and presence on the stage just
he's a star.
Blew the rest of his brothers out the water, honestly.
Detour. I have a friend that has they got streets named after his family in this little town in Virginia, right?
Okay.
Like they go this area that they own a little bit of land. No, not a little bit. They own land. That family, they could trace it all the way back to slavery. They've just been there for like generations. Okay. And I was like, well, how many cousins you have? Well, it was like 20 siblings. So I got like 20, 30 cousins. And like, we all know each other. We do a family reunion. And,
nice.
he was like, you know what pisses me off? Ain't none of us special. I was like, wait a minute. What you mean by that? Because I was like, you got doctors, you got lawyers, you got PhD in your family. He's like, no, somebody should have made it and been something. You got the Jacksons. How you gonna create two superstars in the same bloodline? Because really, Michael and Janet are superstars. They were just on the Joe Budden podcast. Like, if Janet and Beyonce did a versus, who would win? And it was split. They was like, some said Beyonce, some said Janet.
Honestly, okay, so does Beyonce have more number ones? Yes. But like, Janet's music has endured since the 80s. Like, you can put on Pleasure Principle right now.
My favorite song.
And people will be like, and trying to jump off chairs. Like, you could play Escapade right now. There are people who still know the dance to Rhythm Nation. Don't nobody know the dance to Bootylicious.
No, but they probably know the dance to Formation.
Yeah, but I mean, that's still
Rhythm Nation would be Formation. Like,
I mean, even think of the Super Bowl performance. How much of that looked like the exact Rhythm Nation outfits?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, first of all, Janet does not. I've seen her in concert. I know you've seen Beyonce in concert.
Yes,
I would imagine that is a fantastical situation, just like Janet.
She puts on a show for you. She makes sure it's worth every dollar.
And I'm not saying that Beyonce didn't. I just saw Janet, after giving birth, over 50 years old, still put on a show.
A show.
Show. Over 40 years of putting on a show. Somebody was like, I don't know if you could compare Beyonce and Janet. I think you want to do Rihanna. And I was like,
no.
Rihanna is bad and got hits.
I love Rihanna.
But
I love Rihanna. I love everything about her life. I love her. Like, the fact that she's just a billionaire, she just having her kids, she got her man, she just living life. She like, I don't got to give y'all no new music. I don't have to
she
do
is coming out
nothing
with new
but
music. That's what I heard.
because she wants to. Like, it's not, she just like built herself up into an empire. She's like, I don't owe nobody nothing. And I'm like, that's beautiful. I want that for myself. But like, Beyonce and Janet, I think, are a better direct comparison just because they're entertainers at the same level. But Janet is over 50 still dancing. Beyonce has Blue dancing. Beyonce, that's one thing. Beyonce will stand there with that mic and sing while Blue is dancing.
I heard Blue. I've not seen Blue. I know she looks like an incredible weird mixture of both Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Absolutely. She's beautiful. I just saw recently Jay-Z's concert at Madison Square. She played the piano for Feeling It.
Really?
She accompanied
I just spit
him
all on my computer. Lord Jesus.
Yeah. The video's out there. She accompanied him and she played Feeling It while he rapped it. Yeah, it was dope.
Oh, so
she's a very talented young girl. Yes.
Well.
But your mom is Beyonce and your dad is Jay-Z.
Well, thank you for watching this After Hours Uncensored sneak peek. Check out more shows on our Patreon page and YouTube membership.